Have you ever given someone a simple meal, never expecting anything in return? Most people walk past strangers every day without a second thought. But one single dad made a choice that changed two lives forever. What happened just a few weeks later left his entire neighborhood speechless, and proved that even the smallest act of kindness can come back in ways no one could ever imagine. Stay with me until the very end, because this isn't just a story about unexpected wealth. It's a story about hope, compassion, and the incredible rewards that come from treating another human being with dignity when the whole world has forgotten them. Before we begin, if stories like this warm your heart, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Kindness Library, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories that remind the world kindness still exists. Daniel Carter was 37 years old and raising his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, on his own in a small town in Ohio. Life wasn't easy. He worked long hours at a local auto repair shop, and every dollar seemed to disappear as quickly as he earned it. Rent, groceries, school supplies, and medical bills left almost nothing at the end of each month. Even with all those struggles, Daniel had one rule he never broke. If we have enough to eat, he often told Lily, we have enough to share. One rainy Thursday evening, Daniel picked Lily up from school before stopping at a small diner for dinner. It wasn't anything fancy, just burgers, soup, and warm coffee. As they waited for their food, Lily noticed an elderly woman sitting alone outside on a bench. Her coat was torn. Her shoes were soaked from the rain. She held an old backpack tightly against her chest. "Dad," Lily whispered, "is she okay?" Daniel looked through the window. "I don't know," he answered quietly. When their food arrived, Daniel stared at his plate for a moment before making a decision. He asked the waitress to pack one of the meals to go. Then he walked outside. "Ma'am," he said gently, "my daughter and I would love for you to have this dinner." The woman looked surprised. "You don't even know me." Daniel smiled. "I don't have to." Tears filled her tired eyes. "I haven't eaten since yesterday." She accepted the warm meal with shaking hands. "My name is Margaret," she whispered. "I'm Daniel." She looked at Lily. "You have a wonderful father." Lily smiled proudly. Before leaving, Daniel slipped $20 into Margaret's hand. "It isn't much," he said. "Maybe it'll help tonight." Margaret tried to refuse, but Daniel insisted. "Everyone deserves one good day." She thanked him again and again as they drove away. On the ride home, Lily asked something Daniel would never forget. "Dad, do you think we'll ever be rich?" Daniel laughed softly. "I already am." She looked confused. He smiled. "I have you." The weeks passed. Life returned to normal. Daniel fixed cars. Lily went to school. Bills kept arriving. Nothing seemed different. Then one Monday afternoon, someone knocked on Daniel's front door. Outside stood two professionally dressed men carrying leather briefcases. "Mr. Daniel Carter?" "Yes." "My name is Michael Anderson, and this is Jennifer Brooks. We're attorneys." Daniel's heart sank. For a moment he wondered if something terrible had happened. Instead, Michael smiled warmly. "We represent Margaret Reynolds." Daniel blinked. "The woman from outside the diner?" Jennifer nodded. "May we come in?" A few minutes later, they sat around Daniel's tiny kitchen table. Michael opened a folder. "Mr. Carter, Margaret Reynolds passed away peacefully 4 days ago." Daniel lowered his head. "I'm sorry to hear that." "Before she died," Michael continued, "she left very specific instructions for us to find the man who treated her with kindness." Daniel looked confused. "I barely knew her." "Exactly." Jennifer smiled gently. "That's why she chose you." The attorneys explained everything. Years earlier, Margaret had owned one of the largest family-operated real estate companies in the state. After her husband and only son died in a tragic accident, she fell into severe depression. She trusted the wrong financial advisor. Her business collapsed. She lost nearly everything. Ashamed and heartbroken, she disappeared from public life. Unknown to almost everyone, one investment remained untouched inside a private trust managed by her attorneys. It had quietly grown over many years into a fortune worth $19 million. Margaret had no close family left. She had spent her final months visiting different towns, watching how strangers treated people who had nothing. Most ignored her. Some insulted her. Others pretended she didn't exist. Only one man had offered kindness without asking for anything. Daniel. Michael handed over a sealed envelope. She asked that you read this yourself. Daniel carefully opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter. Dear Daniel. You saw a hungry woman. You did not see an opportunity. You did not see a burden. You saw a person. That reminded me of the husband I lost many years ago. Real wealth is not measured by money but by compassion. My lawyers will explain the rest. I leave my remaining estate to you and your daughter with one simple request. Please use it to continue spreading kindness wherever you go. Promise me that no child who crosses your path will ever wonder if kindness still exists. Thank you for giving an old woman one final reason to believe in humanity. With love, Margaret. By the time Daniel finished reading, tears covered his face. Lily quietly hugged him. What did she say, Dad? He smiled through his tears. She thanked us. The inheritance completely changed their lives. Daniel paid off every debt. He bought a comfortable home. But he never quit working. Instead, he opened his own community auto repair shop. Every month, single parents, military families, teachers, and elderly neighbors received free repairs when they couldn't afford them. He also started a small foundation in Margaret's name. It provided hot meals, temporary shelter, and emergency assistance to homeless women trying to rebuild their lives. Lily grew up volunteering beside her father every weekend. She never forgot the rainy evening outside that little diner. Years later, when reporters asked Daniel why he gave away so much of his fortune, his answer became famous throughout the community. I never earned $19 million, he said. I earned one lesson. People asked what lesson that was. He smiled. The person standing in front of you may be carrying a story you'll never know. Treat them with kindness anyway. His words spread across newspapers, schools, and community events. Thousands of people began volunteering, donating food, and helping strangers simply because one ordinary father had chosen compassion over convenience. The greatest gift Margaret ever gave Daniel wasn't money. It was proof that kindness never disappears. It travels from one heart to another, creating hope where none existed before. And maybe that's the real miracle. Every smile you offer, every meal you share, every hand you hold, and every stranger you choose to respect has the power to change a life forever. You may never see the results. You may never hear someone say thank you. But kindness always leaves a mark. So the next time life gives you the chance to help someone, don't wait for a reason. Don't expect a reward. Simply choose compassion. Because somewhere, someone may remember your kindness for the rest of their life. And just like Daniel discovered, the smallest act of love can become the beginning of the biggest miracle.